Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I want to discuss about why Gujarat Fluoro is trending and why it's going up. What actually happened is it shouldn't be going so fast, but I didn't expect it to grow so fast. I had the stock, but actually I wanted to buy in more, but uh, by portfolio theory, I didn't want to get in much aggressively. So here are the things what's happening. First, news is recent news is basically Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari has mandated that by October 2025 the AC truck cabin mandatory. So there should be a AC cabin in every driver because of various things, that is environmental changes and the heat increasing. It's a basic human necessity for every driver. Whoever is driving for prolonged without an AC, their conditions, health conditions deteriorate, and also their fatigue would not be really great. And this, because of this, we might have more accidents is one of the factor, but not the actual factor. But ultimately what's going to happen here is uh, there will be an increase in the cost of ultimately making this, right? But since it's a mandate, they have to make it, and the air conditioning has to be fitted. So if it gets spoiled, what is the thing, right? They may make something cheap and just fit it done, get it done. So I guess that all the other things also have to be tracked and in place. But trucks in India are not designed for comfort of the driver. That's the truth. So Nitin Gadkari making this move, right, is really good for the drivers, because truck drivers have to be treated well because they're driving prolongly and that is their livelihood and that is where they spend most of the time of their life. So it has to, this move is a great move, right? So yeah. Now coming to, apart from the main news, coming to why the Gujarat Fluorochem has moved, so there is an effect of this down the line. So automobile sector is a one of the biggest sector in this, and fitting an AC would, for each truck, would cost around 1 to 1.5 lakh on each truck. So the room has to be much better. That is the, again, the cabin has to be much isolated and it has to be much cleaner now, and the material which is needed, and these are all going to change according to that. And AC, if it goes out rather than stays in the truck, it gives more power saving. So it has to be, the interiors have to be much designed in a much better fashion now. So these are all the things which are going to happen within a truck. So it's going to cost, for a truck it would go cost around 1 to 2 lakhs only for fitting an AC. It basically treat like a complete seat of the cars um, are being changed. Everything are going to change. So this is good, not good for OEMs, but OEMs in the sense, these are all the companies. Basically, if you see who are in this business, is Mahindra is there. If we see Volvo is there. If we see Tata Motor, Ashok Leyland, these are all the people who are into this sector. So ultimately, it's going to affect the margins of the automobile makers. But what sectors it's going to benefit is auto auxiliary, not directly like tires and bearings and other things, but some other sectors, right? Like AC fitting sector, seating sector, and there are other cushion or whatever material which goes into the interiors of the cabin is what is going to be affected. So that is a huge order which is coming out of all these people. So they have to book this in advance. So a lead time for R&D and other things is right now. Otherwise, they will. So since this is released, again, there will be a little postponing of that, I am sure. So from October, it might change to December or the next year. But ultimately, what the companies have to do is start working on the inventory, R&D, and everything right now. It's not a big thing to change, but ultimately the design has to be approved at least 6 months before to 3 months before that is going to be manufactured. So all that coming, it has to start right now. So the decision has to be made right now to get that affected. So the order book has to go right now. So this is the reason why Subro stock of Subro went up like 20. The last month it went up 20%, and this month it went up 20% from there. So it's almost 50% up, or 40% to 50% up during last 2 months. So if we see this month, it was at 400, now it's at 500. So this went up, and the news came after this. So yeah, the people in the industry already know, and so they are already prepared for this, and then the news got released, is what I feel. Now, apart from this, right? So what would happen is, now this is there, but now Subro has got orders, but Subro needs fluoron or other fluorochemicals, fluorocarbons, or to keep inside the equipment which is making the AC. So ultimately, Gujarat Fluoro is going to be beneficiary of that. Not just Gujarat Fluoro, not just Subro, but these verticals, two verticals. One is whoever are AC makers, like Whirlpool or whoever is there. But by the move of it, I thought that Subro is one of the key player in this, because the move was extremely drastic after the news. So if we see for passenger vehicles, it they had around, their product wise is 78%, and they are a dominant player in passengers and other vehicles. So that's why everyone, I guess everyone has bet on this, and when the market makers were predicting this, and it went up really well. So if we see the yearly move, so it was at 200, and around 300 to 500 is a really good move, and they're making good profits here. Now coming to Gujarat Fluoro, right? I was betting good on this because it was flat since almost 2022, and now we're entering 2000. Okay, since January 2022, it's lying at the same price, and now the move has come. So for 2 years it was flat. Not just, I don't care about pricing, but the valuation wise also it was flat, and the sales was dropping a little, I guess. So price to sales wise, it's at a decent price to sales, which is six for this industry, because it's going to grow like hell, because of two reasons. One is because of refrigerations, which is going to increase drastically in India, because India is a warm country. Most of the part of India is stays warm, and in terms of other things, right? Not just Gujarat Fluoro. I won't say again Gujarat Fluoro. I'll tell you my thought process behind it. But let's go to one more company called Navin Fluoro. So Tijori has this good feature of showing both of them together. So price to sales of Navin Fluoro was really went up, and now it is settling. So the valuation right now, whoever was betting Navin Fluoro, even now might be a good time, but I'm not recommending a stock here. But I didn't want to take it because the valuation of Gujarat Fluoro was decent. And let's see price to book. When price to book of Gujarat Fluoro and Navin are really good. There's one more company, SRF, which is also into this, and SRF is decently higher valued than Gujarat Fluoro and lesser than Navin Fluoro. So it's all almost like this, but SRF has a huge portion in this chunk. So SRF is already known for this work, and the valuation of SRF is decent. But why I was picking Gujarat Fluoro is uh, because of one thing, which is sales, which they are doing really well compared to SRF. But SRF growth was really 2x, even being a large cap, they went 2x in within 2 years, 2 to 3 years. Let's go with net sales here. So net sales of three companies, Gujarat Fluoro and SRF and Navin Fluoro. So if we just see last 5 years, so Navin was at 200, Gujarat was at zero. Okay, let's take 2019 as a March as a peak. Then Gujarat Fluoro 600, and SRF was at 17, and Navin was at 200. This is net sales, right? Okay. Then what happened is they both grew. from SRF Naveen from 250 to 350. So 1.2x, 1.5x or something. But Gujarat was really doing better here. So 2x here, and SRF is also nearly 1.2x here. And now the sales have dropped. The main thing is the new sales are going to come up, and this is going to change. That is where we have the prediction. So I have the prediction, not you. So I think will be making a good change over there. So sales wise, I think Gujarat Fluoro can do much better in terms of that. But again, this doesn't come as the only factor for me. Apart from that, there are few more things which are really good when I compare Gujarat Fluoro. One is the profit margins which they have right now or before this, that was really good. And the growth rate which they are growing in and other things where I prefer Gujarat Fluorochem. By the name of it, it looks like it's a government organization, but it's not. So most of the promoters who are there are Inox Leasing and Finance Limited, and this, so it's not a government. But the name, it looks like a Gujarat based organization. It is Gujarat based organization, of course, but it's not a government linked. So I am actually happier with that. And even if you see the P ratio, which I don't consider the most important factor, but with other valuations also, I am feeling that this Gujarat Fluorochem is a better option compared to others in this direction. So that's why I've invested in it. But I am not recommending others and telling that these are the only factors which I'm into that. But ultimately, I'm invested in this, and the move was there, and I was observing this factor might move it. So I'm making a video on how the tailwinds come up and as a small signals, and how much the stock moves because of just a small factor of it. So yeah, thanks for watching my video if you're watching, and have a great day. Bye.